Chapter 13. At the resplendent East restaurant, when Lu Yu and his family entered, they were greeted by the sight of all kinds of resplendent decorations. The neon lights shone brightly, and it was extremely luxurious and beautiful. In the current world, after the spiritual energy renaissance, martial arts warriors would work hard to evolve their skills and gain experience. Ordinary people would find it difficult to work and survive. Ordinary people would not have much time to live comfortably and would rarely slow down to enjoy life. However, a restaurant at the level of a martial master was different. They placed great emphasis on this aspect of enjoyment. The decoration of the restaurant was not only luxurious, it also placed great emphasis on comfort. At a glance, there were many small details. Even the chairs were specially designed to make it more comfortable to sit in. Esteemed Honorable Martial Master, would you like to dine on the first or second floor? The first floor has more customers and is more lively. And the second floor is quieter and the window view is good. The earlier waiter followed them and introduced the place enthusiastically. Let's go to the second floor, Lu Yu said casually. Soon, under the attentive service of the waiter, the family were seated. Esteemed Honorable Martial Master, this is the menu. If you find my presence here troublesome, I can excuse myself temporarily, the waiter said respectfully, taking into consideration the feelings of Lu Yu and the others. Lu Shan and Lu Shui were still very puzzled. Since when did their father become a respected martial master? Wasn't his evolution level about to drop from grade 1 of the martial arts warrior? The feeling was akin to someone who had grown up poor, only to find out one day that he was not an ordinary person but the second generation of a martial master, in other words, a rich second-generation heir. Let's order first, Lu Yu said with an expressionless face. We can talk later. With that, they started to look at their own menus. Although Giovanna, Lu Shan and Lu Shui were not martial masters, they were still the family members of a martial master. The waiter was very polite and thoughtfully explained and recommended every dish. At this time, Lu Yu was also looking at the menu. The variety of dishes was very wide and there were all kinds of dishes. They all looked extremely delicious. After all, it had been 100 years since the spiritual energy renaissance, so there were a lot more enriching ingredients now. Even the range of dishes was a lot wider than it was in Lu Yu's previous world. However, at this time, Lu Yu understood that this wasn't the time to enjoy himself. The most important thing was to increase his strength. As for enjoying delicacies, there would be plenty of time for that later. As a result, Lu Yu skipped over the food that focused on taste but were made from ordinary ingredients. He went to the page of the fearsome beasts dishes and started searching. Lu Yu possessed an SSS class gluttony talent. The higher the quality of the ingredients, the more skillful the cooking method, the more benefits it would bring him. Even though he didn't know which ingredient was more high level, his gluttony talent gave him some perception abilities, allowing him to roughly sense the grade of each ingredient. Soon, Lu Yu's gaze stopped at one particular ingredient. Wild bluefin tuna. Bluefin tuna was a relatively high-grade ingredient. In addition, since it was a wild bluefin tuna, it would have absorbed spiritual energy, so the nutritional quality was even higher. As for Lu Yu, he had previously speculated that with the same ingredients, using different parts and different cooking methods would yield different results. Although he didn't know the specifics, Lu Yu didn't have any shortcomings in his development at the moment. All he needed to do was improve his overall strength. Wild bluefin tuna. Lu Yu pointed at the menu and asked the waiter, "What kinds of cooking methods do you have here in this restaurant?" The waiter hurriedly came over and explained enthusiastically, "Esteemed Honorable Martial Master, we have many cooking methods in our restaurant. We have barbecued, stew, steamed, roasted, and so on. If you wish to eat this wild bluefin tuna, I personally recommend you to try these 4 types of culinary styles: salad, roasted, stir-fried, and sashimi. The flavors are different, but each has its own unique characteristics. When Lu Yu heard this, he nodded slightly and said, "Let's try those 4 types then. Give me 2 portions of each type. That's all for me. As for the rest, ask them." "Yes, sir." The waiter immediately recorded it down and reported it to the kitchen. Thereafter, the rest ordered their respective dishes. However, Giovanna was used to being poor. Even though she was rich now, she could not bear to order anything good. She only ordered some ordinary dishes. Lu Shan and Lu Shui were the same. The waiter had already left after taking their orders. At this moment, there were just the 4 of them and some customers nearby. However, for the sake of peace and quiet on the 2nd floor, the tables on the level were spaced out quite far. Lu Shan couldn't help but ask, "Dad, when did you become an honorable martial master? What exactly happened?" "That's right. Those people were so respectful to Dad just now." Lu Shui was equally puzzled. Giovanna smiled and looked at Lu Yu. "Old man, you better explain it yourself." Lu Yu couldn't be bothered to say anything. He simply tossed over the martial master badge and said carelessly, "Since I'm already a martial master, you don't need to ask anything else." Lu Shan looked at the badge and exclaimed, "Damn. My father is actually a grade 7 martial master." "Really?" Lu Shui opened her mouth in surprise. The customers nearby couldn't hear exactly what they were saying at their own table, but when they heard that he was a grade 7 martial master, some of them immediately looked in their direction. A grade 7 martial master was of a higher grade. Moreover, if he was a grade 7 martial master, it meant that there was a chance that he could reach the Grand Martial Master level. There was a huge gap between them and those who had just become martial masters. At this time, Lu Yu's expression was somewhat calm. He was only looking forward to this wild bluefin tuna delicacy. Soon, the dishes were served, including Lu Yu's 8 portions of bluefin tuna. Without saying anything, he started chowing down. After all, this was a martial master restaurant, and it was also the Resplendent East restaurant, famous in this region. Both the freshness of the ingredients and the cooking method were excellent. The whole family enjoyed the delicious food immensely. Even Lu Yu, the food blogger in his previous life, could not find any fault with this wild bluefin tuna. After all, it was a bluefin tuna that had absorbed spiritual energy, and its meat was even more scrumptious. Living up to its reputation as the ice cream among all the fish types, it simply melted in the mouth. The cooking method of this restaurant was also very special. Apart from the sashimi preparation method of the wild bluefin tuna, this was the first time that Lu Yu had tried these other cooking methods. After a while, Lu Yu finished 8 portions of wild bluefin tuna and a notification popped up in front of him. Ding! Detected that host has eaten a C-class bluefin tuna salad. Congratulations on obtaining Health Vitality plus 198, Ability Satiety State. Ding! Detected that the host has eaten a D-class roasted bluefin tuna. Congratulations on obtaining Strength plus 201. Ding! Detected that host has eaten a D-class stir-fried bluefin tuna. Congratulations on obtaining Spirit plus 178. Ding! Detected that host has eaten a C-class bluefin tuna sashimi. Congratulations on obtaining Agility plus 198, Flowing Fin Transformation Skill. He obtained a large number of attribute points and 2 skills in an instant. Lu Yu immediately felt his entire body warm up. The health, vitality, and strength in his body all increased by a great deal, and his mind became much more alert. At the same time, his whole body's agility had increased significantly. His agility had increased tremendously, and so had his speed. Lu Yu clenched his fists, feeling the strength coursing through his body. This time, his strength had increased by more than half. Lu Yu roughly estimated that his full strength punch should be around 2,500 kilograms right now. In other words, with the augmentation of the various skills giving him a 40 times increase in strength from before, Each punch was now a staggering 100,000 kilograms. Chapter finished. See you all in the next chapter.